major station in the south of Tokyo, in Otaku. And it's oddly enough a place where I have never been before. So this will be interesting. I actually had a photo shoot here just now, this morning. Friends in North America. Hopefully this is a bit easier for you to catch rather than my usual Japanese evening time, which is like in the middle of the night for you. The plan is to walk from here and walk northwards towards long I will be walking today. Yeah, this will be interesting. It looks like a really cool neighborhood. It has lots of these kind of older buildings, lots of old shops, and I love these kind of traditional covered shopping streets that we see quite often. And wouldn't be surprised if there's like a bunch of drinking establishments down here, although I guess those are probably not open right now. Oh, crashed. Really? This is so weird. The last couple of days, like yesterday I had lots of issues with the stream, and the days before that everything has just worked so smoothly. So I don't know what's going on, to be honest. Let's see. Let's hope that that was just some temporary thing and that everything will be fine now. Oh, hello Super Comet. So Super Comet is my most loyal supporter, I think, because he's the only one who is currently subscribing to my highest tier Patreon, which means that he will get a A4 sized print with one of my photos sent every day. So I am very grateful for that. People like him helps me do this and invest in things that hopefully can improve the quality of my stream. So for example, I just got some new software that enables me to stream in 1080p resolution, and I hope it will work well today. I did get some, someone complained that the connection dropped, but I think it's working now, right? Let me know if there's any more issues. Stream is super clear. Great, that's lovely to hear. So yeah, here we have that drinking alley again. Funny guy on a bike. You think it does look clearer? That's good to hear. Audio is a bit crackly. Okay. Worse than yesterday, for those of you who watched that. Stream is good, sound is popping for me a bit. That is odd. Let me try real quick if that sounds the crackling audio issue. I will disappear for a brief moment, but I will be with you again very soon. Hopefully audio should be a little bit better. If not, let me know. I like your videos, keep it up. Thank you, thank you. I like that people like you are watching my videos. Yeah, audio is better. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, it seems I can't get 100% rid of that cracking sound, which is a little bit annoying, but hope it's not too distracting. And also I am looking into getting external mic, so that will hopefully help me get rid of the wind noise as well. It's a pretty windy day, so I'm sure the wind noise is a bit annoying, but unfortunately there's not much I can do about that right now. Thank you, Tiffany Mac. Very nice to hear that you watched my walks with your son. I hope you can take one for real here in Japan as well. Oh, I think I want to cross the street here. There's a nice little shrine on the other side that I will try to stop by at. Dead cats. The thing is that I'm using the internal mic in the phone right now, and it's not easy to find a dead cat for a phone. Hello Anime-chan, my loyal and youngest viewer. Sunday says you should wear a mask. I am wearing a mask. Here's a nice little shrine. Let's take a look. The weather is quite nice. It's a bit cloudy and a bit cooler today. So it's one of the most comfortable days in a long time, actually. I usually don't go out before sunset this time of the year, but today it's nice, yeah. That's San no Hie Jinja. Oh, great. Thanks for pointing that out. Let's do a little bow here and just take a quick look around. Did it rain recently? I think it rained last night, maybe. I'm not sure. It's a really cute little shrine. Beautiful colors. Yeah, right, red and green is just such an awesome combination. Especially with this kind of cloudy weather, it looks really nice. Beautiful. Yes, this is real time. So ne, Hie Jinjaが書いてあります。Beautiful, beautiful. Who's it for? I do not know exactly the history behind this place and what it's for, but Hiei Jinja is there are several Hiei Jinja. I think it's a pretty big kind of shrine. Omori Fudosan. There's another one here. Huh, it's interesting. It's a temple and a kindergarten next to it. Although it was not open, so I cannot enter. A lot of buffering, really? I'm really surprised to hear that. Let's see. Maybe better now. How is your phone camera so good? Yeah, good question. It's a good phone with a good camera. I hear they're allowing foreigners back into Japan. I don't think so. They are saying that from today we, as foreigners who live here, are finally allowed to travel in and out of the country again, but it's there's a lot of caveats. For example, we need to take a test, show that we don't have the virus. Still a lot of buffering. That is very annoying. Let's see if we do like this, and then back here. Working okay now? All these connection issues are really annoying. It's a bit cloudy today, but it's okay. It's cool and nice. It's not buffering too much for you. Good. What kind of phone are you streaming with? I'm streaming with the OnePlus 8 Pro. So there's no rule or anything about wearing a mask. Most people wear them, especially in crowded places, but people often take them off when they're not in a crowded location. So that you see people here without a mask is not too surprising. But if you're on the train, basically everybody is wearing a mask. It's a nice little path here. And then on the other side of the stream we have a nice little park that I will, or on the other side of the road we have a nice little park that I will show you soon. Someone asked if I'm using my phone for normal videos. No, I don't. So my normal videos are usually shot with a DJI Osmo Pocket, which is a nice little camera. But for live streaming I'm using my phone, yes. Would you consider doing a stream while riding a bicycle or scooter? That sounds kind of dangerous and very complicated, so no, not really. in that case, if I would do some riding videos like that, I would probably just record a regular video, but I would not stream, because trying to interact with you viewers while riding a vehicle is not good. 天気良くないですね。まあ悪くない。ちょっと曇ってるけど、今日の温度は気持ちいいです。I think scared by Thank you, Daisuke. So, me too. This weather is much nicer than the usual hot and humid summer days. Now, the pink plants you see are not sakura. This is not sakura season. Sakura blooms in April here in Tokyo usually. Kyushu は明日から台風です。そうですね。最近台風多いね。How long did it take you to learn Japanese language? I went to language school for a year, and then since then I've also been studying quite a lot on my own. So I would say at least a year and a half, ideally 2 years of full-time studies if you want to learn, like reach a decent level. This park is pretty interesting. It's some sort of old excavation site. 日本人と思った。誰？ It's some excavation site from the Jomon era. The Jomon era was a really, really long time ago. Have you taken any JLPT tests? No, I have not. I never really needed it because I never applied for like a job or anything here, so but I think if I would try, I could maybe pass JLPT N2 level. Definitely not N1. I thought I was Japanese. I am not Japanese, I'm Swedish. I'm in the... Someone asked about the long footbridge not far from Oi Central Park. I am not. I am at the Omori Shell Mounds Park. And I think I'm heading the opposite direction. We have some Japanese viewers. 日本人の方は長崎に住んでますか？ KD ジャパンさんですか？ Super comment. Wow. Then maybe your Japanese is better than mine. What I'm doing walking around so early, I had a photo shoot this morning, so I'm actually carrying my camera with me today. Had a nice little portrait session with a lovely family who wanted some photos of them with their newborn baby, and since it's so hot this time of the year, we started quite early before it gets super hot. But today actually the temperature is much lower than usual, so how has work been going? So my portrait business has been super slow. This was like the first shoot I had in like half a year, compared to like last year when I had dozens every month. Yes, I'm a photographer. But I have a few other assignments coming up. So I mean, portraits are not the only thing I do. And my other work is finally starting to pick up again. So I have a big project starting soon. Probably this month in September I will start traveling around Japan and do a bit of work for some local tourism boards. Pretty cool place this, eh? So yeah, it's finally it's finally picking up again. So I got a big project that will keep me quite busy for the coming 6 months at least. So that's great. Amazing clear picture. This is shot on my phone. This is a OnePlus 8 Pro. What's your favorite part of Japan? Good question. Difficult to answer though, because there's just so many amazing places in this country. But I'm very fond of the area around the Seto Inland Sea, kind of in central Japan. It's very beautiful around there, and it's very quiet, and it reminds me a little bit about Italy and like the Mediterranean, which is very nice. But I'm also a big fan of Tohoku, like up in the northern Japan. Yeah, and also Okinawa is lovely. So it's really difficult to just pick one place. I love traveling around this country. You have Periscope? No, I don't. I tried it out when it came out like a couple of years ago, but I never really got into it. Are people still using Periscope? Is it true that most parks are free? No audio? Really? Someone says, still no audio? Can you hear me? Those of you who can hear me, please type yes in the chat. I have audio. Audio is okay. Okay, good. Yeah. Must have been some temporary glitch. Someone asked if I have a car. I don't have a car. I don't have a driver's license. I don't like cars in general. I like trains and public transport. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Good to hear that audio is back on. So, most parks are free, yes. If they're like proper parks, they tend to be free. But there's also lots of these like very well maintained traditional Japanese gardens and botanical gardens and stuff. And those often cost a little bit. And yes, I am wearing a mask, so no wonder it sounds like I'm wearing a mask. Sometimes when there's no what happened with Streamlabs? I'm using Streamlabs now. Hope it works well today. How long have you been living in Japan? I've lived in Japan since 2008, so 12 years. I think now we will be following the train tracks here for a while. So these tracks are super busy because this is basically the stretch that connects Tokyo and Yokohama. And for those who don't know, Yokohama is the second largest city in Japan. So it's very busy and lots of people commute between the cities every day. The watermark, yeah, I'm paying for Streamlabs now. Yes, it's pretty close to Shinagawa. If I just keep following these tracks for a couple of kilometers, I will be in Shinagawa. We'll see if I walk all the way there today. It really depends, because I am carrying all my camera equipment here, so I have this guy and then the bag with a bunch of lenses inside, so it's a bit heavy. But yeah, we shall see. Where are you originally from? I'm from Sweden. So now it will be a pretty quiet residential neighborhood for a while. Why did you decide to move to Japan? I came here and I really liked it and didn't want to go back. That's the short version. Yeah, I think I'm already in Shinagawa-ku. Oh, you plan to go to Sweden. Too bad you couldn't do it. Hopefully next year. It's great. Sweden is wonderful in summer. I usually go back every summer. But because of these travel restrictions, I've been stuck in Japan now. Haven't left this country for almost a year. Oh well, I did go to Thailand last winter, but that doesn't count. I don't speak Portuguese. You're coming in nice and clear. Great, happy to hear that. Did you hear the news about the riots in Malmö? Yes, I did. Very sad to hear about it. I love the sound of the train. Okay, that's good to hear. I was worried that it might be too noisy for my viewers. Do you pronounce IKEA as IKEA or IKEA? IKEA. IKEA, I think, is the American way of pronouncing it. Just like Nikon versus Nikon. Find that Sweden and Japan has a lot in common. Not so much. I mean, the biggest similarities, I guess, both Swedes and Japanese people have this idea that you're supposed to, you know, be somewhat humble and not talk too much about yourself quite well, because we kind of share the same attitude towards that. But other than that, I don't know. It's extremely different. Different countries, different cultures in so many ways. Are you on vacation or do you live here? I've been living in Japan since 2008. The train line here, there's several. There's the Keihin Tohoku line and I think the Tokaido line, and probably also few more, maybe like the Ueno Tokyo line also stops, it goes along these tracks. But basically the main JR lines between Tokyo and Yokohama. Have you been to Yamanaka Onsen? No, I have not. Is it currently rainy season? No. Rainy season ended about a month ago. Let's see. Oh, I think there's another shrine or something down here. Let's check it out. The hottest it gets there. On some extreme days it's like, I think, around 40 in some locations, but usually like the last week or so we had like 35-36 degrees daytime here in Tokyo. Or people to foreigners, generally quite nice. There's a few quirks with living here, like for example it can be quite difficult to find a place to live, but other than that, I mean, in my everyday life it's like 99% of everyone I come across is very nice to me. Are you married to a Japanese lady? Yes, I am. My wife is Japanese. Okay, so this is a graveyard. Are you worried about future natural disasters? Yeah, I am. Like living in Japan, you have to at least be mentally prepared for the risk of a big earthquake turning your entire life upside down any moment. And that's a bit of a constant stress factor, at least for me, since I grew up in a country where we have basically zero natural disasters. So, I mean, I'm worried, but like not too worried. It's not like I'm like walking around and I'm constantly nervous. Think about long-term plans and the future and everything, then you know that's a kind of a major factor that I would say is not in Japan's favor. Was there a reason why I started a YouTube channel? Yes, to document my own walks. So I've been doing this for quite a while, but then like a month ago I started doing live streams, and I realized that live streaming can be quite addictive. So these days I am doing basically live streams, almost live streams only for the last couple of weeks. I plan to shoot more proper 4K videos as well, but maybe not as often as I used to, especially now since I managed to bump up the quality of my live streams. Are you planning to live in Japan or go back to Sweden? I'll probably go back to Sweden or Europe at some point. We recently had a baby, and both me and my wife think that Japan or Tokyo specifically is not the best place for a child to grow up. It's just too urban. Have you been to USA? Yeah, I've been to New York and Hawaii. Nice places. Actually, New York, I was kind of debating where if I should move to New York or Tokyo, like long time ago, maybe 15 years ago, something. And in the end, I picked Tokyo just because I wanted something more challenging. New York would be kind of, in a way, tough. You already know the language, and the culture is kind of omnipresent everywhere. So in order to kind of challenge myself, I picked Japan. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, you're from New York. Are you tired of walking for more than 30 minutes? No. I sometimes live stream for 2.5 hours, so this is nothing, although I'm carrying my camera gear right now, which is a little bit heavy, so that's not optimal. I have tried a few of those weird ice cream flavors, but yeah, they didn't really leave any lasting impression on me. Are you N1 level proficient? No, I'm not. Maybe N2. Do you watch Action Kid? I don't know what Action Kid is. Is Tokyo crowded? No? Or I mean, it is. It's very crowded. But as you can see in this video, I think you can see that there's also lots of places where it's not crowded. So, of course, around the big stations, it's very, very crowded. But in residential areas like this, and especially this time of the day, it's very quiet and nice. Yeah, these walks gives me exercise, and it's also fun to have. Now it's like almost 250 people joining me. So rather than just walking on my own, I'm happy if I can, share this and bring some joy to other people as well. So that's great. And I really thank you. There's so many people writing very kind comments about me taking them to Japan. So that's kind of my entire point. So I'm really happy to hear that. Ask what kind of shoes my videos. They're just regular Nike sneakers. Nothing spectacular at all. Quite comfortable though. Konnichiwa, Ayako-san. Thank you for live streaming. Thank you for watching, Neku. Looks like the connection is a little bit spotty around here. Hopefully it will get better soon. Imagine if we were all there, then it would be crowded. Yeah, that would be fun though. Once travel starts to pick up again to Japan, I plan to do kind of real life meetups and maybe walking tours and stuff. So I hope to see some of you sometime in the future. Good morning from Sofia. Oh, good morning. I've never been to Bulgaria. Would love to go there sometime though. In one hand I hold my phone with the gimbal, and the comments show up on that one. But then in my other hand I have my second phone, where I can also read the comments. Yeah, I think it's fairly safe. I will just let me know if you're ever coming here. Of course, my Patreon supporters will be treated extra well if you want to meet up. I lived in Kobe in the 80s. Oh, Kobe is a great city. I would love to do videos there. But traveling in Japan is pretty expensive, so I actually have, so on my Patreon page I have the goal of getting $500 a month, a total income, and if I reach that Japanese city every month. But I'm not there yet. I'm roughly halfway towards that goal. So if you want to help me make that happen, then please consider joining me there. You find the link in the video description. And also those who support me on Patreon get access to. So yeah, if you think that's something you would enjoy, then consider joining me there. Ah, your daughter works for TEPCO, eh? I see. Yeah, they must have lots of work to do all the time. How long did it take you to learn Japanese? I studied at a school for a year, and then I've been like lifelong learner since then. So I don't think Japanese is a language that you will ever feel that you have mastered. There's always something new to learn. Thank you so much for sharing your walks with us. Is there a place with especially good scenery that you streamed before? If you haven't already, I would recommend that you watch the Enoshima video. That's actually the most popular video on my channel. It's not a live stream and there's no talking, although there's actually two versions of that video. There's one with just the ambient sounds, and then there's also like this virtual tour version where I do talk a little bit and explain what you see. So yeah, so those are quite nice. Few videos from Okinawa that I think are quite beautiful. One from a very, very nice beach. Your hands are so stable. Well, I'm using a gimbal. Otherwise it wouldn't be this stable. And for those interested, I actually just picked up the new DJI Osmo Mobile 4 or OM4, which is great. I really love this little gadget. This is like a elementary school or preschool. I can't enter there. Why does the street look so empty? Because it's in the middle of the day and everybody's at work, and this is a very quiet residential area. So yeah, the Osmo Mobile 4 is great for anyone interested in mobile live streaming. I highly recommend it. I had the Osmo Mobile 2 before, and this one is just so much better. Much smaller and lighter, foldable, and more stable as well. So yeah, if you are interested in buying one, please use the link in my in the video description. Then I will get a few dollars in affiliate commission from Amazon, which always helps as well. What's the average apartment price where you are now? It really depends on the size and if you're talking about renting or buying, and also it depending on the age. So for example, I would guess that an apartment in this building here is probably 2 or 3 times more expensive than an apartment in that orange building over there. But basically in Japan you have usually a very broad span. So here you have like, these are probably very small apartments. My guess is that there's 6 apartments in this house. 3 on the first floor and 3 on the second one. And they're probably tiny and very cheap. I would guess maybe for rent, maybe you could get one in this building, a tiny one-room apartment for 80 to 100,000 yen, maybe? Just guessing. Oh, good to see so many of my loyal viewers popping in. Happy Chicks and CRH1. 100 yen is like $1, yes. So that would be like $800 to $1,000. That's like, I would say, the low end, like where prices start here in relatively central Tokyo. But that's, yeah, for tiny shoebox sized apartments. If you are okay with commuting a little bit, then if you go a bit further out, then it gets much cheaper. What time is it? For me, it's almost noon here. Those are about 800 a month. Yeah, my guess was correct then. So the building age is always a very big factor in how much it costs. And then also the number of minutes to the nearest station also plays a big role. So usually if you can accept living like 15 minutes walk from the nearest train station, you can probably get like 20 to 30% cheaper rent compared to if you want to live like within 5 or 10 minutes to the station. Shenmue, the Dreamcast game, that's a beautiful game. I played that too. I loved it. It was such a great game. And it's so beautiful. How did you go from being a photographer to YouTuber? Well, I didn't really go from being a photographer to a YouTuber. I'm still a photographer. But for a couple of months I had very little work. And I had my YouTube channel, but it had been quite, like, I didn't update it for a long time. But after being like self-quarantined for about 2 months, when they lifted the state of emergency here in Tokyo, I really craved to just go out and, you know, explore again. And at that time I started uploading a lot of videos, and that's when my channel started growing. So that's about 3 months ago now. Shall we get a bit of overhead perspective here? Please stop a moment, look at the footbridge. Okay, I will go up here. You sent a super chat. I did not notice. So that's weird. Oh yes, I got from Irvan. I got a super chat. So the thing is, I'm using this app called Streamlabs, and the super chats are not very obvious to me here, which is very annoying, because of course I always want to be able to say thank you whenever someone is generous. So I'm really sorry if I didn't notice that. But what I can see is, a super chat from Irvan, $10 for socks. Very generous. Thank you so much. Can I afford to live decently for 300k in Yokohama? I think 300 would be the absolute minimum. You can live okay if you're a single person and you're okay with having a somewhat smaller apartment. It's not too bad, but it's not like you can't afford a luxury lifestyle. Oh, okay, this is a bridge that Masako Natsume crossed at the start of the movie Time and Tide. Okay, I have no idea about that movie, but great. I'm sure a lot of you, or some of you, will know what he's talking about, and I hope you find this very interesting. Yeah, not much in terms of traffic jam this time of the day. I will forward you the link to the beginning of the movie. Okay, cool. I will check it out after the stream. Wow, 277 people watching. Not bad at all. I need to do more streams around this time of the day so that all of you in North America can watch. Usually I tend to only stream in the evenings, especially this time of the year when it's very hot during the daytime. But we are approaching autumn slowly, so the temperatures will drop, and I will try to kind of vary the time of my streams a bit more when they do. Maybe set up like a proper schedule so that you know which time and days I'm streaming. Someone asked if I'm afraid to walk alone. Never in Japan. This is such a safe place. I've never felt scared about anything. Oh, nice little shopping street here. Shrine and local vegetable market. Very cute. To be honest, I'm not really sure where I am now. I guess I should be somewhere close to Oimachi. Yeah, I know my usual streaming time, like Japanese evening, is really inconvenient for those of you in the States. It is, but again, I mean, I'm doing this primarily as a hobby, so I kind of have to squeeze it in whenever I have time. It's not like I'm doing this as my main job or anything. Do you think it's safer to walk alone in Japan as a woman? I think it's much safer than the US, but it's not as safe. Japan is not as safe for women as it is for men. But I mean, it's still one of the safest countries. But there are a few weirdos out there, and Japan has a bit of these like weird men doing stupid things to women. Happening every now and then. So yeah. Someone asked if I was playing Shenmue 3 as well. I got it not too long ago, but I haven't played it yet actually. I have so many games on my computer that I haven't even had the time to start playing yet. But people were kind of like torn about the third one. Some people liked it, but others said that it didn't really feel like the proper sequel that we've been waiting for so long. I think I want to try it at least. Just a moment. Do you play Civilization? I tried many times, but I never really got into it. I think it's a little bit too time consuming for me. Like basically most of the games I play are like old retro arcade games these days. I like games or games that are like retro inspired. So I like games that I can play for like, half an hour or less. And that I don't need to invest like dozens and dozens of hours in order to enjoy, because I just don't have time for that. I wouldn't have time doing this YouTube channel if I was playing lots of games, for example. The last game I played that I really enjoyed was called Blazing Chrome, I think, and it's an indie game available on Steam, and it's very inspired by the Contra games, or Probotector as they're known as in the West. It was a really good one. Surprised to see you on another stream besides John. Oh, is he streaming right now as well? Is this a nice area? Not really. It's okay. It's convenient. I guess it has pretty good train access, but it's by no means a fancy part of town. It's yeah. Nothing too special here. You can live for 300k, but not well. You can live for 300. Yeah. Exactly. 300 is, I would say, the minimum to have at least like somewhat decent life. But yeah, you need to be pretty conscious about everything you do. Do you think the travel ban will be lifted in April 2021? Hopefully. It's impossible to say, I think. I mean, if this thing picks up again, then probably not. If everything from now on gets better and better, possibly that they might open. But because the cherry blossom season is just such a important time of the year for the tourism season, so I'm sure that if they can open up by then, they will. But yeah, it really depends. It really depends on what happens. I wonder if anyone saw me in the reflection just now. No garbage on the street. Yeah. Japanese streets are generally quite clean. Wind is picking up a bit again. So how has the quality of the stream been today? Like, has there been a lot of jitter and like cutoffs and stuff, or has it been quite smooth? Wow, over 300 people watching now. Wow, yeah, that's very good for a weekday. I usually get those kind of numbers on weekends, but not on a weekday like this. Rion, yeah, he's pretty cool. Maybe I should shoot him a message and see if he wants to meet up. He seems like a nice guy. It's been pretty smooth. Good. Audio still okay. A little bit of popping and cracking now and then. You know the YouTube channel Only in Japan? Yes, of course. It's like the biggest one about Japan, I guess. He's a very ambitious man, Mr. John Daub. Daub? Don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah. So now we are at Oimachi station, and I've been streaming for 52 minutes. I think I can keep on walking for a while longer, maybe all the way to Shinagawa. Should we try that? If I do another hour, will you watch? Will you keep watching? Do you use an external battery to charge your phone while streaming? No, I don't. Actually, this phone, the OnePlus 8 Pro, has really good battery life. So when I did like stream for 2.5 hours, I still had like 40% left or something after the stream. So I'm not having battery runtime issues at all with this phone. This area is super cool, especially at night. See all these small restaurants and bars. Really love this place. Although, so now this Streamlabs app is really weird. It always kind of kills the chat after an hour or so, which is really annoying, because that means I have to... Oh, thank you, Erwan. And thank you, Yulson. Wow, awesome. You're very generous today. So nice of you. And yes, I will get a drink. So yeah, the chat has died, but it's okay, because I can monitor it from my phone here. So I think we're good. Although now the image started hiccups as well. Okay, let me just restart the stream and see. Usually I can just restart the stream quickly, but something weird happened and I had to restart the phone. But I think I'm back now. So yeah, like I said, this area is super nice at night. I will maybe I will come back here and do a night stream or a night walking video sometime. I think Rambalak did one from around here quite recently, and I think Nippon Wandering TV. Maybe, I don't remember. Maybe I also did a walking video from here as well. Not sure. Yeah, all these alleys are just gorgeous at night when you have like these colored lights everywhere. And because of those technical issues, I lost a lot of viewers. Now it's just 150 watching, it seems, but shogunai, as we say in Japan. Maybe they will come back. I would love to see a WalkTuber collaboration stream. Yes. Let's see if we can make something like that happen. I generally am always for collaboration as well, so we'll see. Stream in Shibuya. I've streamed in Shibuya already. I might do it again sometime. But in general, like if it's just too crowded, I get very stressed when I stream, and I don't really enjoy that. Shinagawa over there. So that will be my goal for today's stream, I think. 245. Okay, yeah, the viewers are coming back quickly. That's good to see. Just a moment, friends. Do you know how to get to the Shinagawa station? Yeah, basically I just follow the tracks. And yes, this is the train yard here as well. Oh wait, there was a bunch of vending machines here, so let me get a drink. Yeah, so the thing with Japan is like you never really need to worry about like homeless people assaulting you or anything like that. It just doesn't really happen here. I mean, there are homeless people, but they're generally very harmless. And yeah, that kind of violence that people just assault you is extremely uncommon here. And that's one of the best things about living here, that it's always so safe. Let's see, what should I get? Any opinions? I need something that hydrates me. Maybe Pocari Sweat, or maybe this is tea, honestly. I mean, I drink it occasionally. I don't dislike it, but I think I actually, especially in summer, I prefer this one, Mugicha, which is like the barley tea. Do they have iced coffee made by Coke? I think Coca-Cola owns one of those Japanese iced coffee brands, but I'm not sure about which one. To buy stuff while streaming because I just don't have enough hands. But Now we should be good to go. Momo 美味しいね。Momo ちょっと飲みたいけど甘すぎるかな。Itoen. This is a train station. This is a vending machine, but it's relatively near. Train station is over there. This is the train station. Oimachi. Some Westerners say Pocari Sweat is disgusting. Yeah, I'm sure there's some people who think it's disgusting, but I think it's pretty good. I'm sure there's some Japanese people who think Pocari Sweat is disgusting too. How often do they change the food and drinks in the vending machines? You mean change the offerings, or do you mean how often they refill them? Well, I don't really have the answer to any of those questions, so I don't know. But they probably stock them up quite often. Yeah, I like Pocari Sweat because it's a little bit sweet, but not like super sweet. Like this typical Western energy drinks are just awful in my opinion. Way too sweet and just taste like lots of artificial junk, which is not my cup of tea. Yeah, Pocari Sweat is not really an energy drink. Like it doesn't really give you. I mean, it doesn't contain caffeine or anything like that. It's more of a dehydration, anti-dehydration drink. So it's supposed to be like include some substances that helps you prevent dehydration. Oh, you used to shop at the Hanamasu shop. Nice. Yeah, I noticed your previous comments that you used to live around here. That's funny. Are there parts of town to avoid walking? Not really. I mean, there's some areas considered rough by Japanese standards, but compared to those areas that you mentioned, or like any major Western city, even the kind of dangerous areas of Tokyo are extremely safe. Do you think Pocari Sweat is made from sweat? Yeah. I mean, the name is not great, I think. Yeah, Kabukicho is sketchy, but still, like, I mean, I have no problem whatsoever walking around in Kabukicho with like my camera over the shoulder, and you know, like I'm never worried about anything. As long as you don't enter any of the sketchy places, you'll be fine. It's like, I mean, it's not a place where people get robbed on the street or anything like that. The worst thing that can happen is that they trick you into some sketchy shop and that you get involved in some sort of scam there. But as long as you stay away from those places, I would say even a place like Kabukicho is perfectly safe by Western standards. Yeah, walking in US cities. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but US seems like such a mess, especially right now. It's very unfortunate. Hope things gets a bit more peaceful and a bit more, I don't know, like that people start showing a bit of respect towards each other again there. What do you or the people generally think about Abe abruptly resigning? I think a lot of people got very surprised because it was indeed very abrupt. And there's lots of theories as to why he did that. If it was only because of bad health, as he said, or if there was the fact that his opinion polls are extremely low right now, or maybe it could also have something to do with the fact that he's involved in a lot of scandals right now, some of which might even be, criminal. So there's a lot of, no one really knows right now, but personally I'm glad to see him go because I'm not a fan of Abe, but I'm afraid that whoever it will be who replaces him will be pretty much the same. Konnichiwa. この時間ででも面白いです。ありがとうございます。こちらこそありがとうございます。今日も見られました。よかったね。I hope Japan's relation with South Korea improves going forward. Yeah, I hope so too. Walk West Tokyo, please. West Tokyo is a pretty broad area. Any specific place in Western Tokyo you would like to see? Take my morning shower or my mom will be mad at you. Yeah, you don't want your mom to be mad at you. Please take your shower. Thanks for watching. Is this a dead-end road? I don't think so.そうですね、これは大崎エリアです。I'm checking the map now to see if this is indeed a dead end. Could be, but I think we should be able to walk around it. Yeah, this area is pretty residential, yes. Nikon Z50. This is the Z7. I have a Z7 and a Z6 and a bunch of other cameras. I don't have the Z50. Generally, I'm not too fond of APS-C cameras. I prefer full frame, at least for still photos. West Tokyo, Tama, Mitaka, Suginamiku. I see, yeah. Mitaka, Suginamiku, I can definitely go sometime soon, I hope. I like those areas too. Tama is a little bit far, but might do that as well. 昼ご飯食べないの？じゃあまだこのストリームの後はうちに帰ります。昼ご飯のうちで食べると思います。 know a Swede in Kobe, in Shell. Do you know other Swedes in Japan? I know many Swedes in Japan. However, I don't know Shell in Kobe. What time of the year are there more festivals? Most of them are in the summer. But this year, pretty much everything has been cancelled because of the pandemic. They don't want people to gather. So I think someone asked about the equipment I use, so let's show it. Can you see? Here we go. Here's my nice new DJI 014. I'm very happy with this gimbal.あ、そっか、ここはその新しい新幹線の作られるんだ。写真で見ました。すごいなんかその工場現場すごいかっこいい。ちょっと入りたいチャンスあれば。Do you train martial arts? No. The only thing I do is walk, and sometimes I play Dance Dance Revolution. But because of the pandemic, I don't want to go to game centers right now. Face revealed. Oh, did you see my face? It's okay. Ah, okay. Little bonus for you. A bit. Okay. It's fine. Nice to meet you. Did you ever play Xbox? Yes, I had the regular Xbox and the Xbox 360. But then, since then, I haven't really played much. Nice curly hair, yeah. You had mask on, so no full face reveal. Yeah, good. Yes, yes. My hair is pretty curly. Hair reveal. Where we can go here. I think I need to check the map. You had a different mental picture. Are you tired to walk so long distances every day? No, I love walking. Helps me clear my mind, and especially when I can stream, that's a lot of fun. Then it's less lonely. Yeah, it looks like I should be able to go this way. And then I will get to Osaki. Do I want to get to Osaki? Yeah, why not? Osaki, and then if I want to go to Osaki, okay, then I should go under here. Thank you, Gordon Eats. How do you like your new gimbal? It's great. It's really, really great. Let's see if I can. So, what did you people say? Do you listen to J-pop? No, I don't listen to J-pop. I hate J-pop. I think it's the most horrible music there is. Might need to wear a wig now. I don't think so. It's okay. If 300 people know what I look like, it's fine. Wait, how old are you? I am 38 years old. Where are you headed to? Probably towards Osaki Station. or I might just follow this river for a while. It's Meguro River, I think. So maybe if I... what time is it now? Okay, 12:25. I wonder if I could make it... Nah, walking all the way to Nakameguro is probably stretching it a little bit. Maybe I can make it to Gotanda. From there I can take the train home relatively easily. And that's just a 20-minute walk, so I will do that. I will walk to Gotanda, and that's where this stream will end. So I will follow this river. No, it's not dangerous if you know what I look like. I mean, I do quite a bit of TV work, so I show my face on TV both here in Japan and in Sweden and in a bunch of other countries. So I'm not overly concerned about my privacy in that regard. But for YouTube, I don't know. I don't want to, you know, it's so easy to fall into this trap of just making the channel too much about yourself. And I'm just hoping to not become one of those, even though I do notice that since I started, oh, look at Shinkansen, cool. Since I started doing live streams, I really enjoy like answering all those questions that you ask, and it seems like a lot of you are very curious about me, so I guess that's fine. But at least, I mean, my face is not that interesting. I think Tokyo is more interesting than my face. So that's why I prefer to keep the camera pointed in this direction. And that also gives a bit of incentive for those people who are really curious to join my Patreon. A bit windy, yeah, happens. How's the weather right now? It's pretty nice today. Okay, so around here they are building this new Linear Shinkansen, which is this massive project that will eventually make it really fast to travel between Tokyo and initially Tokyo and Nagoya, but then I think they will extend it all the way to Osaka as well, I think. But it's a massive project that will take like at least another 10 years or so. But yeah, very ambitious. The weather right now is decent. It's shit, I don't have the weather app on this phone, but I think it's like around 30 degrees, which is nice. 35 is not nice, but this is still a comfortable temperature to me. Interesting architecture here. Just natural to ask the guy taking us on these tours how he's doing and all. Yeah, that's true, and it's very nice. I mean, it's kind of different now. When I started this channel, I just, you know, I didn't talk at all. It was just these quiet walking videos, and that was kind of like my main purpose. But yeah, after starting live streaming, I realized I really enjoy this interaction that I can have with you, with all of you. So if I enjoy it, then there's nothing wrong with that, right? Besides, there's just so many people doing this silent walking videos right now, so it's not really that unique anymore. Like when I started making them like 2+ years ago, I don't think it was as common, but now there's just a bunch of these walking YouTubers. So So yeah, evolution, I guess. Is it buffering? I have no signs of any issues right here. You could be anonymous, but you're more than a walking gimbal. Yeah, yours is the best stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Really happy to hear that. Video is fine. Good, good. Excellent audio. Oh, sorry about that. There you got another nose reveal. Don't worry, my streams have improved a lot. Yeah, but obviously I don't really know how to use my software very well, so I accidentally changed the camera. I guess sooner or later I just have to start showing my face to everybody then. You have a dog or a cat? No, I don't. I used to have a cat when I was still living in Sweden, like 15 years ago, before I moved to Berlin. I lived in Berlin before I came to Japan, so I used to have a cat. Half-faced, yeah, I guess you can rewind and do a screen grab or something. The narration makes yours unique. Thank you. That's great to hear. If you like it, then I am very, very happy. I was very reluctant in the beginning to start talking, just because I didn't really know what to say. But I think it's kind of nice to do this. Like talking to you is fine. It makes it really enjoyable to have this direct communication. Do you mind if I sit down here and just relax for a few minutes? I've been walking for so long now, so let's see, where is it? Let's take a seat over here next to this cute old man. Nice. Nice to get a bit of rest. See, I've been carrying this for hours now. This bag is pretty heavy. So, and I have my mugicha. I enjoy your site more since you started talking. Great. Happy to hear that. I do get quite a few comments of people asking me to stop talking and go back to the way it used to be, but I guess you can never please everyone. I plan to do both though. I want to do silent walking videos as well when there's like a special place that I really want to kind of preserve. Is that a Lumix? No, it's not a Lumix. It's a Nikon Z7. Yeah, let me show you my camera gear. Seems like many of you are so interested. So this is the Nikon Z7. Now it's just with the kit lens, which I actually don't use very often, but it's kind of nice as a walk-around lens. 24-70. And then when I do my portrait shoots, I usually bring. So this is my gear. So this is the Sigma Art 35mm 1.4, which is a very nice kind of wide-angle portrait lens. And then I also have this is the 85mm 1.8 Nikon Z lens, which is amazing, and then also this 50mm. So I usually don't carry all these lenses on a portrait shoot. Sometimes I just take two lenses, like something wide, like a 35 and or 28, and then the 85. The 85 is always with me. Sigma 35 1.4 Dream lens. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's a good lens. It's really a good lens. I'm very happy with it. 85 has nice bokeh. Yes. So someone asked like what if there's anything I enjoy taking photos of. Oh wait, let me scroll back and see what the question was. Do you have any specific subject you prefer to take in picture? Well, I mean, I do portrait photography quite a lot. That used to be like one of my main income streams before the pandemic hit. But then I also do a lot of travel photography. So travel around all over Japan, work with like local tourism boards, sometimes magazines, newspapers. So I do a bit of everything, but I would say personally I like street photography a lot. And sometimes I actually do street photography workshops here in Tokyo, even though it's been a while since my last time. But like street photography, I like kind of urban landscape photography, and of course I really like regular landscape photography as well, and portraits as well. So I do a bit of everything. What's the biggest job you have ever done? Well, I did an exhibition for a museum 2 years ago. That was an exhibition about robots in the elderly care in Japan. That was a pretty big assignment and a really interesting topic. I really enjoyed that. So I was shooting for a couple of weeks, and then there was a big exhibition back in Sweden at a museum. So that was my first like museum exhibition actually. But then, yeah, I mean, whenever there's like a big magazine, newspaper kind of client, that always also feels kind of good. Did my first job for CNN like 2 summers ago. That was a bit of a milestone, I guess, because CNN is such a big international media corporation. In Sweden I worked for most of the daily newspapers, so that doesn't really impress me that much. Do you have a web page? Yes, I do, but as my kind of real identity is still kind of Patreon only, I do not reveal my real website or my name here, because basically my website address is my real name, so it's a bit difficult. But if you are really curious about it, then yeah, you can join my Patreon, or you can see some of my photos on my Instagram, which is linked here below as well. Sorry, I am a little bit behind on the chat right now. Let's see what you're saying. Someone got the RX10 Mark IV. Ah, I see. I used to have the RX10 Mark II, I think. It's great for video. For me, image quality of those smaller sensor cameras is not really good enough, but it's okay. You left your bag alone. Well, I mean, I'm sitting next to it, but yeah, it's fine. I make a lot of flash tubes for photographers. Ah, I see. I don't really do flash. I only do like kind of natural light photography. Never shoot in a studio or anything like that. A lot of camera gear to carry around while live streaming. Yeah, I had an assignment before the stream, so that's why I'm carrying all of this today. So after this stream I will just head back home. Noisy, yeah, cicadas are noisy. Okay, let me have another sip and get going again. I bet you speak German too. Yes, I do speak German too, although I have forgotten most of it since I started learning Japanese. But when I lived in Germany, I was actually quite fluent in German. That's difficult to believe now, but I guess there's just that much capacity in my brain. I'm not German, I'm Swedish. Bye bye neighbor guy. Guten Tag, auf Wiedersehen, vielen Dank. Ja, natürlich. Ein bisschen. Ah, did you hear my yosh? I did a genuine yosh. Genuine unintentional yosh. How do you get jobs for photography? Connections. Basically connections, reaching out to potential clients, showing my portfolio, internet, Google gets me a lot of jobs these days because when people search for certain things they often come across my website. So yeah, many different ways, but it took a long time to build it up. Like when I first came here to Japan, I was working for a bunch of Swedish magazines and newspapers, but I was really struggling at that time and didn't really make much money every month. But then as I've been here longer and longer and more people know about me, yeah, you know, it kind of helps you once you are like that's kind of my niche, I guess, that I'm the Swedish guy in Japan. So most Swedish media, whenever they need something from Japan, they know that I'm here now. So they actually reach out to me rather than me having to reach out to them all the time. So that's good. This is very nice, very urban river. Dokoisho. So let's see what else he's saying. What time do you usually go live? Usually I go live in the evenings, Japan time, around 5:30 or 6 in the evenings right now, because daytime it's usually too hot, so I don't really go outdoors before sunset. But today I had this job, so I had to get up early and go out, and fortunately the weather is quite nice, so that's why I'm doing a stream earlier today. Once it gets a little bit cooler, I will start streaming in the mornings as well, so that all of you in North America can watch my streams a little bit easier. No. How about the most difficult job you've done? Wow, that's a tough one. Sometimes I have to take portraits of people that are not really very fond of being in front of the camera. That's always difficult. I've done that. I mean, sometimes also I was shooting for a book about startups in Tokyo, and a lot of the startups here have like really boring and ugly offices. Like offices in Japan are often not really thought of as a place that should be nice. Like they just need a place where you can sit and work, and they don't really put any effort into making them nice. So it was really difficult to shoot some of the places there, but I mean, that's kind of, I don't know, other than that I can't really think of anything like extremely difficult in that sense. Sometimes clients have like completely unrealistic expectations. They have a very tight budget and just want to pay for like an hour or two of shooting, and then they expect to get like amazing results and like exterior shots both in the daylight and nighttime, and all these like unrealistic expectations. But that's not really a difficult assignment for me, but it's just, I don't know, like those people who hire photographers, it's difficult when they are kind of clueless about how photography works. That can cause a little bit of friction sometimes. Doctors are the worst patients. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel entirely comfortable in front of cameras either. That's for sure. Although I'm getting a bit more used to it thanks to doing more of these TV jobs and so on. And also I think these live streams also help me getting more comfortable in front of the camera, even though I'm not really in front of the camera while streaming, but I think it just makes me more comfortable kind of talking to no one. Like now it's like, I notice that people look at me weirdly because I'm streaming and I'm talking out loudly, but I just don't care at all anymore. And maybe before I started doing these live streams, that would make me very uncomfortable, and I thought that everybody thinks I'm crazy. Nice older residential building here. When you were an amateur photographer, you had your own darkroom. I used to develop my own films back when I was in high school. That was a lot of fun. A long time ago though. But that's a lot of fun. But these days I very rarely shoot film actually. I'm just too impatient. I still really love the look of film, but I don't have the patience, and also it's not really fun if you can't develop yourself. And here in Japan I don't really have access to any place like that. You seem like a genuinely nice person. Even when people ask you pointed questions, you respond very evenly and warmly. Thank you. I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah, with the gimbal and stuff, I'm sure most people can tell you what you're up to. Yeah, for sure. Have you made any movies? No, not really. I've been in some TV productions in front of the camera. But other than that, I think it's basically just the thing you can find on my YouTube channel. And sometimes I'm also on TV as a news reporter for Swedish TV. So whenever there's some like big news from Japan, I usually report about it for Swedish TV. Actually, I have a 1 hour NHK documentary program that will be broadcast very soon, in just a matter of days, and I will share the link to that production with my Patreon followers. So I'm the reporter, so I will be in front of the camera for an hour. So again, if you really want to see who I am and see what I look like and what I behave like when I'm in front of the camera, then you should consider joining me there, and you will get the link. Will you report about Abe for Swedish TV? I don't think so. It's already old news, so, and they didn't call me about it. But maybe when they decide who takes over after him, it's possible that they might call me and want to comment about that, but I don't know. You speak Dutch too? No, I don't speak Dutch. My friend who I streamed together with the other day, he speaks Dutch, but I don't. I do amateur street photography, that's why I like your video walks. Yeah, then you should check out my Instagram. There's lots of street photography on there. Basically, the Instagram account that I have for my YouTube channel is my old street photography Instagram account, because I basically didn't do any street photography for really long, so I decided to kind of reuse that account. So you can still see lots of my old black and white street photography photos on there. You will watch it to have an NHK subscription. This program will also be available online, so you don't even need to have an NHK subscription. Do you have any videos where you walk in snow? No. I don't think so. Do you speak Norwegian and Danish? Not really, but I mean, those languages are so close to Swedish, so they're basically like accents. If you want to get film developed in Tokyo, you should check out Yellow Jacket in Sendage. Oh, I will do that. Thanks for the advice. Good morning. I think we are getting closer to Gotanda. And when we get to Gotanda station, I will finish this stream. Oh, I walked for almost 2 hours. What type of cell phone? I think the third time I get asked that question this stream. It's a OnePlus 8 Pro. Danish is hard to understand. Yeah, so I'm born in the south of Sweden, close to Denmark, so to me it's not that strange, but because we hear it a lot down there, but other people, Swedish people from more northern parts, tend to find it very confusing and difficult to understand. I heard NHK stuff will knock on your house for money. Yeah, you have to pay the NHK license fee. Well, if you pay, they won't come knocking on your door. You're getting awesome exercise. Yeah, I think so. Today, 13,900 steps so far. Not bad. Well, 300 people still. Just a moment. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, sorry about that. I had to turn the phone around and send a message to my dear wife. Yeah, Monsen Nakacho is a nice area. I might do a stream from there sometime soon. Of these tower mansions, as they call them in Japanese, these high-rise residential buildings. There's quite a lot of them around here. I need to go home and do a nappy change. Yeah, probably. Have a dedicated streaming phone in no time. Well, I mean, I have two phones. I have a dual setup. Problem is that I communicate with my wife via WhatsApp, and I can only have that installed on one phone, which is my main phone. So yeah, it's not optimal. I think I need to switch communication platform with her, so at least we can be in touch when I stream. Oh, Laura, long time no see. You okay? Haven't seen you in a few days. I was worried that the typhoon swept you away or something. 明後日から仕事です。頑張ります。頑張ってください。Are you in near Tokyo? Yes, I am in Tokyo. Do you have a Discord? No, not at the moment. Maybe sometime in the future. I got busy with work, I understand. This is a nice walkway. Yeah, don't know if I've ever walked here before. So even though I lived here for 12 years, there's still so many unknown pockets in the city for me. If you don't mind me asking, are you very tall? Not very tall. I'm 187 centimeters, which obviously is taller than most Japanese, but never really. Well, other than the fact that I bumped my head into like old Japanese houses quite often whenever I enter those. Other than that, I don't really feel that it's problematic to be tall here. I mean, riding a bus is always a bit uncomfortable, but yeah, other than that, it's okay. Are you using Google Maps now? Yes, I did check Google Maps to update where I am, and I'm actually next to Gotanda station. So I think this bridge here will be a pretty good spot to end this stream, and that's just at the 2-hour mark as well. So over 6 feet. I don't know these weird American measurement systems that you use over there. This is the train I will be taking home, actually. The Tokyo Ikegami line, I think. Then I have to change somewhere as well to get home, but yeah. So yeah, let's wrap things up here next to the river. Thank you so much for watching, always. It's been a great stream. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And I hope to see you all in another stream soon, probably tomorrow. Not sure what time I will be doing it tomorrow, but as always, I will update my community page and my Patreon as soon as I know. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Mata ne. Arigatou gozaimasu. これからもよろしくお願いします。